Hi, David Lomman here again. And this time, I think I've worked out the share thing, so I'm going to try it first. So this is day 4 of happiness, step 4, day 4, all about happiness. How to get it if you don't have it. So first of all, I'm just going to share this to my own page, and then I'll be right back with you. Won't be a second. Hi everyone, David Lomman here. That may or may not have worked, by the way, because we haven't done it before. So this is all new territory for us. So happiness, what is it? How do you get it? What's it about? So on day 1, we covered intent. So if you said, all right, what's my intent? What's my intent to be happy? Do I have an intent to be happy? Because once you set the intent, everything's going to work a little bit better. So day 2, what do we cover on day 2? Have you ever wondered what stops you being happy? Because that's the key. The key is if you can pinpoint what stops you being happy, then day 4 is really relevant. Because day 4 is all about skills. And that's what we're about here at our Aussie Blokes Talk. We're about holistic skills. We're about helping you with the skills that will help you overcome the steps, the blocks really, that stop you being happy. Because if you don't have the skills, how can you work through the issues? You know, in day 2, if you put down a whole lot of issues, and I talked about some of them, I don't have a house, I don't have a car, I don't have a relationship, I don't have love, I don't have this, I don't have that, I don't have good self-esteem. Or things you do have that you don't want, I have a bad relationship, I've got poor self-esteem, I've got all these other things I don't want. I've got anxiety, I've got depression, I've got traumas, I've got all this stuff I don't want. Then how is that going to serve you if you don't have a skill to overcome it? How can you ever be happy if you don't have a skill? So as I said, here at Aussie Blokes Talk, we're all about the skills. That's where I'm beneficial in that way, because I've got a whole lot of different skill set that can help people overcome these issues. And these are holistic skills. These are skills which don't depend on drugs or anything else. They are skills which enable people to move through the issues that stop them from being happy. Because my belief is we are meant to be happy. I just start with that supposition. When someone comes to me and says, I'm not happy, I say, well, okay, would you like to be happy? That's the intent part of it. What's stopping you from being happy? That's recognition of the blocks. And then what can be done about what's stopping you happy? That's the skill set. And if you don't work on the skill set that you have, then chances of getting where you want to go are going to be compromised. So to me, the only thing that stops anybody from being happy is not having the skills of how to achieve it. So let's take anxiety, for instance. If you don't have a skill set to help you overcome anxiety, then you go to someone who can help you overcome anxiety, who does have the skill set, who can teach you how to overcome your anxiety. Now, the difficulty is that if your anxiety is fueled by 4 different parts of you, 4 energies that you are, the physical energy you are, which means you could have low blood sugar, which can cause anxiety, or the mental part where your mind is going round and round and round, which can cause anxiety, the emotional part, which is that you've got some old buried stuff from the past stuck there that brings up old emotions for you, which get triggered and triggered and triggered. If you don't have the skill set to do that, you need to find someone who does, who can help you. I mean, that just makes common sense to me. I don't know about you, but that makes common sense to me. So if that's the case, what's the 4th one? Well, the 4th one's spiritual. And what does spiritual really mean? Well, to me, it means, are you on the right track in your life? Do you have a purpose to your life? Do you have a meaning to your life? Are you adding value in your life to other people as well? So, because one of the ways that people often may get happy is to go and serve someone else. And if you don't have, if you're an accountant, for instance, and you hate being an accountant, then it's unlikely you will ever be happy when you're going to work. But if you understand that your skill set or your inner self, your spiritual self really wanted to be a painter, then you wanted to be that painter who was out there in the countryside painting, doing things that are artistic, creative, and you're stuck in an accounting role or a solicitor role, then chances of you being happy are pretty limited. So this is all about the skills that you have to find out what is it that's stopping you being happy and what's the skill set you need to become happy. So the first thing I look for when I'm working with a client who says they're unhappy is, what's the block? Where's the energy block? Is it physical? Is the food that they're eating the right food? Is it the wrong food? Are they drinking enough water? Because those two things are paramount in helping balance the physical body to get rid of things like anxiety. It also helps to get rid of some depression, some levels of depression. Are you deficient in the B group vitamins? All those sort of things affect the physical. So once you start to learn what you can do, you take on that skill set yourself and you notice, do I feel good? Do I feel bad? How do I feel? Do I feel happier today than I did yesterday? And if it's purely physical, changing what you're eating, changing what you're doing physically can transform that whole issue. For instance, if you've got diabetes type 2, for instance, roughly 1.8 million Australians have diabetes and are on medication for diabetes or been diagnosed with diabetes. But there's another 2 million Australians who are pre-diabetic and don't even know it, or know it but don't know what to do about it. That's a skill set. You can do something about that. And if that's what's making you unhappy, there's things you can do. Now, if you've got lots of mental stuff going around, your head's going around and around and around because your thoughts won't stop, you can do something about that too when you have a skill set. If you've got emotional stuff coming up causing anxiety or depression or traumas from the past, you can do something about them too. That's a skill set. If you're stuck in where you're going and what you're doing and you're not believing anybody, you're not trusting anybody, that's a spiritual skill set that you need. So here at Aussie Blokes Talk, we're all about awakening, and that's what this video series is about. It's about awakening. It's about helping you to understand that there's reasons why you're not happy, and those reasons need a skill set to help you get into a state of happiness. You won't stay there. Nobody stays happy all the time. We go through transitions. You know, if a friend dies, you're going to be sad for a while. But then, if your natural state is a happiness state, you can bounce back to happiness. And you can bounce forward to a new life. So understanding where your unhappiness is coming from, that's lesson 2. That's paramount. We did that 2 days ago. Go back and revise that if you haven't already. If you've got some comments about what I'm talking about today, put your comments below. Let us know, what is it about this series that actually works for you or doesn't work for you? Because it doesn't matter what your comments are. What matters is that you're thinking, you're considering, you're working on something, you're working on building your skill set. Because if you're not happy, the only reason you're not happy, as far as I'm aware, is that you don't have the skills yet to know how to be happy. That's all it is. Someone goes to AA, for instance. They're an alcoholic. They go to AA. They don't have the skill set. AA teaches them the skill set to get off the grog. It teaches them the skill set to get off narcotics or anything else. Because the people in AA already have that skill set. They've learned it the hard way. They've learned it through their own trial. I've learned my skill set over the last 30 years, and it's a holistic skill set. It's a skill set which helps people with anxiety, with depression, with traumas. Doesn't matter what it is, with low blood sugar, measuring the biochemistry, finding out where someone is truthfully through understanding the biochemistry, finding out where they are in relationship to their life, to their relationship, to the way they treat their children, the way they're treated by their children. Doesn't matter what it is. Can be the way they're treated by their partner. It's not their partner that's the problem. It's not having the skills to deal with the issues at hand. That's what the real problem is. So here at ABT, we're about the skill set. We're about how to build the skills in you so that you can work out how you can be happy. So you will know that happiness is a choice. It's not out of your reach. It is a choice. So if you want those skills, they are available. Go back to lesson 2, step 2, and have a look and ask yourself, what has stopped me from being happy? And then ask yourself, what skill set do I need? What books do I need to read? You know, there's a book called Learned Optimism by Martin Seligman. There's other books out there that are all about happiness. There's lots of books. The Dalai Lama talks about happiness. There's lots of different things. But if you don't have the skill set and you're not reading the right books and you don't have the ability to find happiness within yourself, then chances are you have skills that you will need to build. So this is day 4. We're talking about happiness and we're talking about skills, and more skills. So David Lomman here, signing out for today. I will see you on next week. We've got a 2-day break and then we're back on again. We'll be back with day 5. So I can't stress enough that if you don't have the skills to deal with your unhappiness, it's not going to help to stay stuck. It's not going to help for just to keep things at the status quo. If you can't ride a bike by the time you're 4, it's only because you weren't taught. If you couldn't drive a car by the time you were 18 or 21, it's only because you lacked the skills. If you wanted to fly a plane, you would need new skills. If you wanted to study accountancy, you would need new skills. Everything in life is about building the skills. The biggest problem that we have really in this country with the amount of depression we have, the amount of anxiety we have, the amount of diabetes, arthritis, or health issues is that the skills are not with the people who have the problem. The skills are out there in the community and often you may not know where to look to find the answers that you actually need. So this is David Lomman signing off for today. I will see you in 2 days, 3 days time with another episode of Happiness. And this will be the 5th step, day 5. Look forward to seeing you then.